Hello, Stephanie Zima here, Walk It Free, where we heal, connect, and level up. Who are we? We are a mentorship community that helps mompreneurs to take the action that is needed in your business, right? And that we're going to do that all by, balancing our life and our business, and that pronto, because we all know that we don't have time, thousands of hours of time to hustle, right? So what we need to do is we need to be clear, we need to be connected, and we need to know exactly what we need to do. When we need to do it, we need to get in and we need to get it out, right? And in order to do that, what you need is a really, really clear mind. You need to have a really good strategy. You need to heal from your self-sabotaging behaviors, and then you can crush it in your business. You can get in, you can get it done, and you can get out and enjoy the time with your family. And that is what it's all about, right? So in this mentorship community, this is what we're all been doing. So this week, we're going to be talking about controlling our emotions, right? And we all know that when we have to control our emotions, or when our emotions are out of control, that's when things are going to really go crazy, right? I mean, we don't get anything done. Self-sabotaging kicks in. We sometimes, just completely withdraw into inaction. And what does it do? It does the exact opposite from what we want to do. So before I dive into more of it, I want to really this week focus on the good emotions, the high vibing emotions, right? So what are those? First of all, it's love, it's joy, gratitude, peace, excitement, inspiration, confidence, optimism, hope, and wonder. And those things, those emotions are what we call high vibe. Okay, so high vibe is an excited state of a really, really positive way. Now, we all know that when we want to create sales, or when we want to, when we want to create sales, we need to be in that state. We need to be in that state, because who wants to buy anything from somebody who's I don't really want to do it. I'm so exhausted. Imagine if you are selling an energy drink for your health and wellness business, and you run around your life, I'm so exhausted, I can't do it, right? If you have that kind of emotion going on, no one is going to buy from you. And that's just what it is, right? Now, you are like, okay, Stephanie, I get it, but how am I going to get into this state? I can't just fake it. No, I don't want you to ever fake anything, because, let's get real. We don't have time. We do not have time to fake it. We have enough to do with finding the people that we want to talk to about. We have enough to do with keeping those little critters, meaning AKA our children, occupied long enough so that we can send out a couple of messages, or create a post, right? I mean, come on, you all know that this is a challenge. So how are we going to get into the state of emotions that we need, that we will create sales with? Okay, but before I'm going to dive in there and I'm going to tell you all about it, I want you to hit the subscribe button right now, and I want you to leave me a comment and tell me what content you are looking for from me. What do you need help with? Please comment below whether or not you're watching this video on YouTube, or you're going to watch this video on Instagram, or you're going to watch this video on Facebook. It doesn't matter. Message me and let me know what you need, because I'm here with the purpose to help you out, okay? 6 years that I've been in online marketing and online business creating. My youngest is now 6 years old. I'll tell you, it's not for the faint of heart, and I know it, but it is worth it, and I want this for you, okay? Because I'm so excited that this opportunity actually exists. So I want to do my part of increasing your productivity. So make sure you comment and talk to me, because I really want to know, okay? So having said that, enough of that. Make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, okay? Here we go. And what we need to do first is improving love. Okay, let's talk there. So in order to get more of love into your life, what you need to do is you need to practice gratitude. And you need to practice gratitude not just by, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for that. Yeah, okay, whatever, right? Come on, we all know it, right? That's usually what you do when someone is telling you, my puppy is like, she is not happy that she has to be in the pen, but don't worry about it, it's fine. Okay, so gratitude. I don't want you to just go through the motions and write BS down. I want you to really think about it. What would happen if I don't have a beating heart? If I don't have a beating heart, what would happen? If I don't have lungs that breathe in air, what would happen? What would happen if you didn't have hands to do work with? What would happen if you wouldn't have arms to hug your babies with, right? I want you to really be grateful for every single thing, because we are getting very fast into situations where we are looking at the neighbor and say, well, they are having this and they're having that, and then we don't feel grateful for what we have, and this bad emotion is just gonna, of jealousy and comparison, and this low vibe emotion is just going to pop in. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to really take a look and say, okay, I am super grateful for that. That is what increases love, right? You increase your self-love, you increase the love for your life, for the state, the life that you are living right now, okay? Second step is express kindness. Expressing kindness, small acts of kindness, is making a profound impact on not just your life, but everyone who comes in contact with you, okay? And sometimes that's really tough, because when we have not many kind people in our environment, coming out and always being kind can be tricky. But what I want you to do is, if that's the case, I want you to figure out, where is kindness? Where can I get kindness from? Where can I seek kindness? Go into social media groups, go into Instagram feeds, find the people who are kind and hang out there. Because when you hang out with the same like-minded people, you are going to, this kindness just kind of rubs off, and then you practice to be kind. And pro tip, by the way, not to be anything, but you know what? It's a good post. If you're going to be kind to a stranger on the street, or to an animal, or to something around you, make a post about it. Everybody loves a little bit more kindness in their life, and encourage others to be kind also. So that's a win-win right there. Okay, so next step here, embrace nature. Nature is really grounding. So every single time you can get your feet on the ground, that's balancing out your system, your energy levels, okay? So really try to go do that. And then the most important thing, I would say, to increase love in your life is to find your passion. Passion. And I'll tell you, if you are where I was, let me tell you that story. I was asked that question and I was so lost. I didn't know anything. I had to write down what I like to do and what my passions were and what my hobbies were. And I couldn't do anything. I didn't know anything. I was just so trained from my upbringing that I needed to be on, I needed to focus on responsibility, and I needed to focus on serving others, and that was what I was trained to do, that I didn't remember anymore what I was passionate about. Who was I as a child? I didn't know. So I had to actually Google what do people do for fun? It was so embarrassing. So I remember it was so embarrassing. I was crying snot bubbly tears, like really the ugly kind, right? The ugly kind. So don't worry. If that's you, don't worry. It's okay. You know what? You're just gonna sit down there with your piece of paper, and then just write it down. Google, what do people do for fun? And then sit there and think, am I passionate about this? Maybe not. Maybe I want to do this. Maybe I want to do that. And you know what? then you go try certain things and then you figure out if you like it or not. Okay, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say yes. It's okay to make up your mind and change your mind. It's okay, all right? I wanted you to know that. So be loving with yourself through this process. Okay, so number 2 would be increase your inspiration. Okay, in order to get all this good vibes and all this energy, right? And all this excitement that you need to portray, some kind of connection between you and you, right? Okay, so in order to do that, what you need to do, can you tell by the way that I've focused on emotions a lot, yes, you need to have that. You need to be inspired, right? No one can create great content if you are not inspired. If you're looking at your news feed and it's just like, oh, it's so boring. Well, it's boring, so make sure you are actually trying to find some people that inspire you. So what does that mean to be inspired? Something that interests you, something that you're curious about, something that you wonder about. Like, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? What? Maybe I can do that. Now you're inspired, right? When you have that emotion, when you see that, it has 2 benefits. One is you actually get inspired yourself, so your energy rises. But secondly, you have posting content. Okay, now you have posting content. What are you inspired about? Because when you are inspired about it, chances are your audience may also be inspired about that. And boom, you have a connection. You have an ability to start a conversation with somebody. Okay, there you go. So increase your inspiration. Optimism. Yes, optimism. How many times are we bombarded with negative emotions and negative blah, 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 all the time? Sorry, I have like all these things in my brain today. Yes, so many times. Oh, all these words, all these statements, all these, thoughts that people are having. They're bombarding us all the time, right? Because it's in their paradigm. It's in their upbringing. But you know what? We need to stand guard of our mind, and maybe sometimes we don't want their stuff. Maybe we don't want their thoughts and our thoughts. And we need to then, when we have that, choose. Yes, we are people of choice, right? God gave us a choice to do things. We need to increase our optimism. So we need to reframe those negative thoughts and make them positive. What's the upside to things? What is the silver lining of something? Flip it to the upside. Okay, that's how we can do it. What else do we have here? Mindfulness and meditation, yes. Healthy living, yes. Limit exposure to negative news and media. I mean, that I should be saying that. I mean, you should know that, right? You should pretty much know that. Don't watch the news, right? Don't watch the news unless you have to. Help others, yes, that's a good one. Increase optimism is when you're helping others. But you know what? Personal growth and learning, that's my favorite. If you are not learning every single day something, you're probably still standing where you are. You have to learn something new every single day. So which book are you reading, right? Make sure those have positive outcomes. Make sure they are increasing optimism. All right. Next one, increase your joy. Yes. High vibe, joy. Everybody wants joy. Nobody wants to do things. I mean, my mentor, was always saying that, right? Is find the joy. And it was interesting when I first started there. I wasn't really sure what I was doing with this joy. It was gone. Like I didn't have joy. I felt like I didn't have joy. I was always highly productive. I was always very driven. I was always very outcome oriented. I was always impact driven. But I don't think I've ever really had joy. And it's still an area that I'm increasing because, joy wasn't something that was valued in my upbringing, in my circle. So when you are not growing up with this and it's really not important in your paradigm, in your family circle, in your blueprint, call it whatever you want, you are not likely to have it. However, people are attracted to people who have joy. People are attracted to people who have fun, right? And why is that? It's because everyone wants to have fun. We want to subconsciously be like children again. We want, like, have you ever watched your child? Literally, they can find fun in the funniest, boring, like, weirdest situation. Why is that? It's because they still have the ability to have joy. So how do we as adults get more of that, right? We need to improve our social connections. We need to spend time with the ones that have that. We need to spend more time with the people who are, joyful and who seek experiences, and we need to have more humor in our life, and we need to do those things because we are social creatures, right? Humans are social creatures, and even if you are an introvert, you are still social. You're still needing to have that connection, and sometimes that connection just needs to be with one person, but often we don't have any connection with people, really, not any true intimate. And I'm not talking about this one thing, intimate, but intimate soul connection kind of thing. All right, so try to have laughter, try to have fun, incorporate more humor in your life, and the more you do that, you will see, try to remember what was I thinking was great as a child. Believe it or not, like, I'm still thinking about this. And it's something that pops up every week, every day, like once in a while, like whatever, it's random. I remember I used to be always putting on shows for people, for my family. I was always doing shows. And it's so funny seeing my children now, they do the same thing. They are constantly making a production out of shows to show me with, right? And that brings me joy to be watching them. And then obviously my new puppy, when she jumps up and down, like, I take joy even from my animal. Okay, so just become mindful of it and see what brings you joy in your family, in your life. And when I see my puppy jumping up and down like a little goat, like, I'm telling you, that brings me immense joy. So makes up for all the potty training issues we have. Okay, so having said that, so joy. What else do we have? We have increasing hope. Okay, increasing hope. So how do we increase hope? In this business, because you work first and have results later, you kind of have to have hope, right? You have to have the skill of persistence, and you have to have the skill of resilience, because you are going to be working. You're not going to see a result right away. You are going to be faced with rejection from people. You're going to be faced with ghosting. You're going to be faced with those kind of things. So you have to foster a state of hope, okay, an emotional state of hope. And how are you going to do that? It's how do you keep this motivation in so many? If you don't have an upline that constantly inspires you, that constantly makes something happen for you, how are you going to have the drive to keep doing it by yourself? And I'll tell you one thing. I think that is the reason why I've never quit. Like, I've had so long no results, and I think the reason why I didn't quit was because I had a spirit of resiliency. I had hope. I had hope that this is what's going to happen. I had hope that I will be able to make it. And why do I have hope? Because I also had trust. I had trust in my abilities. I had trust in my knowledge. I had trust in my capabilities of doing things over and over and over. And how do you get that? You set your goals, right? You have to set goals. You have to take the action, and then you have to practice the positivity through this, right? But it's setting goals and taking action will lead you to a result of one way or another. Okay, you reflect then on that result, and then you go try again. And when you do this action over and over and over again, you will start seeing the results. So hope is being fostered by setting your goal, taking the action, seeing a result. Okay, and if the result is only the fact that you made it a step further, now your brain is going to realize, I can do this. I won. I did something. Yes, I am making small steps. I'm making strides. I'm making progress. Okay, but if you don't do that, then you hope, but your brain has no proof. Okay, and so many times we are losing hope, we're losing faith, we're losing trust because we have no proof. We don't have proof that this is working. We don't have proof that we are making progress. We don't have proof. And why don't we not have proof? Because we don't have hope to get started, and we do not track. We do not track what we're doing. You have to set a goal, you have to take the action, and you have to reflect. And with that, you are going to be able to smash anything and everything. All right, so I hope this was helpful to you today. We are now at 20 minutes. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you let me know what it is that you want me to teach on. Okay, I will put it on my content calendar and I will teach you. I will serve you. I'm here to help you because you do not need to struggle as much as I did struggle in the past. Okay, I want to be here and be of service to you and help you out. Now, if you want coaching, one-on-one coaching, if you want to say, you know what, I love every single thing you do, Stephanie, because yes, I'm pretty great, then make sure you hop on into my mentorship program. There's two options. One is the yearly option, which I really suggest you do. Yes, I changed the price again. It's fine now, $1,200. It's a steal, friends. For that, you're going to get every single day a small little weekly topic and a small little training videos that helps you stay in action. Because let's get real, friends. If you are not in action, you've got nothing. Okay? If you don't have somebody speaking in your ear every single day, chances are you're not going to be able to have the intrinsic motivation just yet. Okay? You didn't grow up like I did. I grew up having to be persistent, having to be resilient, having to have all these skills that are benefiting me in my business, right? That's not your paradigm necessarily. So you know what? Let me help you help you. So yearly mentorship program is your one option. That way we have 4 quarters that I coach you one-on-one, and then every week you have a clarity call to implement what you've had this week. Okay, it's amazing. You will not have anybody who walks with you the journey as much as I will. Okay, so make sure you check that out. If you don't want to do and commit because you don't know me and you say, I don't know if this woman is going to show up for a year and I don't want to give her $1,200, you can also sign up monthly. You just pay a little more. It's $100 monthly. So those are the two options that I really suggest you do. Okay? Links are in the bio. Make sure you get in there, and I'll see you next week.